So, did you see that big news about N Srinivasan stepping down from India Siemens?
Yeah, I did actually. It's quite a significant move, especially after the Competition Commission of India, approved UltraTech's deal.
Right. So, this is all happening because UltraTech is taking a majority stake, right?
Exactly. UltraTech is acquiring like 32.72% stake from the promoters. And there's also an open offer for another 26% of India Cement's equity.
Wow, that's a huge chunk. So, Srinivasan basically had to resign after selling all his shares?
Well, yeah, I mean, as part of the agreement, the erstwhile promoters, which included Srinivasan, they no longer hold any shares. So he had to step down from his positions.
That makes sense. It's like when you sell your house, you don't really get to decide how it's furnished anymore?
Yeah, exactly. It's a clean break. He's not just resigning from CEO position, but also as a director, and he's no longer part of the promoter group.
So, it's a total exit then. I mean, this must be a pretty big shift for India Cements.
Absolutely. It signals a major change in leadership and ownership. UltraTech is poised to have a huge influence now.
So, what does this mean for the company's future, do you think?
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but typically when a company is acquired, you see shifts in strategy and operations. UltraTech will probably implement its own vision.
So, like a new direction, kind of like when a new chef takes over a kitchen.
Yeah, precisely. They might tweak the menu, use different ingredients. It's all about their new approach.
Right. So, the old recipes are kind of out the door now, in a way.
I mean, yeah, something like that. It'll be interesting to see how this impacts the market and what changes they bring about in India Cements.
So, it seems like a fairly big shakeup in the cement industry then.
Well, it's definitely a significant move. UltraTech is a big player, and acquiring a stake in India Cements is only going to increase its market position.
So, fewer players at the top now, like when two big companies merge.
Right. Consolidation in the industry, you could say. I mean, when you see a big merger, it often reduces competition.
So, it's not just about one company being replaced, it's about the entire landscape changing, right?
Exactly. The whole power dynamic is shifting. It's kind of like when two rivers merge, you get a bigger, more powerful stream.
That's an interesting way to put it, actually. So, what exactly is UltraTech going to do with India Cements now?
Well, they're in the business of cement manufacturing, sales, and also ready mix concrete. India Cement's assets will likely be integrated into their existing network.
So, they'll just kind of absorb it into their operations?
Yeah, and they might try to extract synergies, by streamlining processes or leveraging shared resources, like two branches of the same company using the same sales team.
Right. So, like making the most of what they now have. I guess it's pretty good for UltraTech then.
On paper, it certainly looks that way. They're expanding their reach and influence in the market, which is pretty lucrative.
It's like a big fish swallowing a smaller fish, I guess, in the business world.
Yeah, in a way. But, it's also about strategic growth. They're positioning themselves for long-term success and market dominance.
So, what will happen to the employees of India Cements, do you think?
Well, that's often the big question in these deals, isn't it? There could be some changes in roles, some restructuring. It's hard to tell.
So, it's a bit of an uncertain time for them right now.
For sure, there are always adjustments when companies are acquired. But it's also, an opportunity for new collaborations and career growth.
It sounds like the whole industry is about to go through a major shift.
Yeah, I mean, I think this move is setting the tone for more changes and consolidation in the cement industry. We'll have to see how it plays out.
So, what's your biggest takeaway from this then?
That these big corporate moves have so many implications, right? It's not just about numbers and transactions. It's about people, strategies, and the future of entire sectors.
Yeah, it really is. It's kind of like the ripples from a stone dropped in a pond.
Exactly. The effects of this will be felt for years to come. Now, I wonder what other corporate shakeups are on the horizon.